Hello, folks. Dr. Cannon here, and I am switching to the slideshow view of my slide presentation that I want to do for you using Screencast-O-Matic. You can see some of the background functionality right there, so I'm going to include that in the video just so I can show you that I was using Screencast-O-Matic. I apologize, first of all, if I sound very nasal, because I am, because I have horrible allergies. I have a very bad headache and my eyes are all scratchy, so you guys don't need to see me on the screen. This is just an introductory video to our course, and I just wanted to go over a couple things relating to our syllabus. So, again, this is Diversity and Justice in Organizations, Summer 2017, Advanced Programs, and I am Dr. Alan Cannon. Now, my instructing objectives, very simple. You can read them on the screen. I want to explain the concepts of diversity, social justice, and group dynamics. And I want to do it within this forum, which is, we're not all together in the same room. We can't dialogue back and forth. But hopefully we can create an environment, which is my second point, of safe dialogue and interplay, so that even though we're not in the same room, we can still dialogue back and forth, feel confident that we can speak frankly and talk to each other in a manner that's acceptable and respectful of our neighbors. We want to facilitate learning about ourselves, and most importantly, we want to be tolerant of each other and tolerant of our perspectives. Now, my teaching philosophy, you can read through all this. I don't want to spend a lot of time on these slides. You can pause the video and read this. But the most important thing that you can take from this is highlight. The topics that we discuss oftentimes can be sensitive. People's perspectives can be different than one's own, and sometimes that can create tension. Tension is okay as long as people express themselves respectfully. Respect your neighbors at all times. Write in a fashion that's because our primary means of communication is writing. We're going to be doing posts. Write in a fashion that indicates your level of maturity and also the fact that you want others to respect you. So, regardless of your opinion, it doesn't matter to me what your opinion is on this topic, so much as you present it in a mature, professional manner. You back it up with research, you back it up with theory, and you present cogent and hopefully convincing arguments. Okay? So, this is an outline of the course. This is available in the Canvas forum. It is listed under the syllabus, and you will see a breakdown of everything that's due. The only thing I want to highlight here, we're going to cover it later on, are the due dates of the presentation and the due date of the final essay. Presentation is due on 27 July, and the final essay is due a couple of weeks later. And I'll cover in this video basically the background of what I expect for those things. Okay, so. Grading is a matrix. It's somewhat complicated. Well, for me, it's complicated. Maybe not for some of you smart people. It's not so complicated. But the bottom line is discussion is a huge portion of the grade for this course, okay? Meaning the forums, participation. I want you guys to participate in the forums. I don't want to establish a minimum and then say that you only have to do the minimum amount of work and you get maximum grades. We are not undergrads, we're graduate students, and so I expect everyone to participate. And by saying that, I expect everyone to go through and to read through their colleagues' work. I expect everyone to read 15 posts as a minimum for each topic. Now, I've had that established as a lower number, and guess what people do when you establish a really low number? They go through and they read the minimum amount, and they do the minimum amount of participation. And whereas you have a lot of folks who go through and read everything, and post 5, 6, 7 times per discussion topic. I would love for that to happen, but I know realistically it's not going to happen. But I can realistically expect everyone to read at least 15 of their colleagues' posts, and I expect everyone to respond to 4. So that's very, very simple, very, very easy. Please do that to earn maximum participation points. And it's not just about going through the steps, it's also about actually posting something that is of value. Okay, I'll let you make that determination. Your narrated presentations are 30% of your grade. Now I say here in this slide deck that I expect people to respond to 2 of your colleagues' presentations. I'm going to waive that requirement. All I expect you to do is to post your own narrated presentation, okay? And in your final paper, which is an extension of your presentation, it's 30% of your grade. So regardless of what you do, writing competency is very important. This is graduate work. Everyone is expected to write in a cogent and successful manner. Now, participation. Pay attention to daily topics and updates. Everything I indicate that my syllabus and my course expectations are subject to change, and that's a fact. Even though I may have posted something in the forum saying that you should do this assignment X, I might change it to assignment Y. It really depends on the flow of the conversation, what happens in our daily lives, what's in the news, what's important, what needs to be expanded upon. Okay, so pay attention. Again, I told you that participation means reading your peers' posts and also contributing. So read at least 15 posts per discussion, and also post at least 4 responses to each to post. Let me say this in an intelligent manner. You have to post your own response to the discussion topic. You also have to respond to 4 of your colleagues' posts, okay? We're not the thought police here. There is no proper answer in terms of what is right and what is wrong. Opposing viewpoints are encouraged. Again, not everybody agrees on everything, especially in topics when it comes to things like diversity, social justice, etc. If you have whatever your opinion is, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't even say opposing viewpoints. Any viewpoint is welcome as long as it's presented in an intelligent, academically supported manner. Okay? And we expect everybody to respect each other. That's most important. We are adults, and this is an adult forum. This is where adult people speak to each other in a mature manner, and that's what we should do in our forum posts. Now, the narrated presentation. It's due on 27 July. Student will develop and post a narrative PowerPoint presentation. Now, you can do what I'm doing, which is you can go to Screencast-O-Matic, set up a free account, and that will allow you to capture video and audio and post it to the net. Okay, that's exactly what I'm doing. You can do a free 15-minute video. If you pay for an account like I did, you can post a longer video. I don't expect anybody to post anything longer than 15 minutes, okay? In fact, that is your limit for your presentation. It should be no more than 10 slides, alrighty? Now, you should select a topic from the social justice text. That's to be the guideline. And you only spend 1 slide on this. You want to just talk about the pros and cons of that conversation. But you want to explain how that topic relates to diversity and social justice. And what's most important is you want to pick an organization that deals with that issue. Now, we want to stray away from the military. I know most of you are in the military. I know most of your experience are in the military. I know lots of you have dealt with social justice issues, either as first sergeants or as leaders in your organizations. I want you to expand your horizons. I want you to pick organizations with which you are not familiar. Pick a different type of organization. Go out and do research, okay? Oftentimes I get submissions from people dealing with issues that they may have had to deal with. There was a social justice issue in their unit. There was, excuse my cough, there was a sexual assault in their unit. There was a gender issue in their unit. There was a race issue in their unit. I want everyone to expand their horizons and get away from military organizations and look up an organization that has dealt with a social justice issue and they have championed that issue in some way. And I want you to tell me about it, okay? What was the issue? What stance did they take? How did they solve the problems, et cetera, et cetera. Creativity is encouraged. If you're a musician, you want to add music to the background, that's great. If you want to do something artistic, that's great. Just give us something scholarly. Include scholarly sources. Use your OU library. Get beyond the text. You know, I'm gonna later time list a minimum number of sources that you have to use, at least 10 from scholarly sources. Do that. Expand the horizons. Use a topic from a different organization, okay, other than what you're familiar with. Okay, the presentation should be no longer than 15 minutes, which is about 10 slides. Okay, now Screencast-O-Matic, that's what I'm using. This is the software I'm using to make this video. It's very simple to use. You log in, you start recording, you set up your screen, and it's very simple. I'm very happy with this. Almost all of my students who have used this have been very satisfied with it. Okay? There are other screen capture programs out there or websites. I don't know what they are. I'm not endorsing Screencast-O-Matic in any way. It's just the first one I encountered, and it appears to be very easy to use, and I only recommend it out of familiarity. I get nothing from recommending them, okay? So if you come up with a different program and it works for you, fine, go for it. The final essay, which is due 10 August. This is effectively the final exam. It's just a chance for you to show the progression of your thinking and to demonstrate your writing. The final essay is going to be an expansion of the topic you presented in your presentation. It cannot be a recap. It has to be written properly. It doesn't have to follow the exact same format of your presentation, but I need to hear complete thoughts, complete sentences, a complete essay with an introduction, with a literature review area, meaning that you demonstrate that you talk about the background issues associated with your topic and you expand on your thoughts, okay? It's got to be 5 to 7 pages and in APA format. And I'll probably do a presentation specifically on APA and using the library later on at some point in time. I don't want 12 pages. I don't want 15 pages. I don't want a paper that someone's already written. I don't want any of those things, okay? Those things are usually easy to suss out. And guess what? When I get a paper that's 10 pages long and I ask for 5 to 7 double-spaced pages, APA format, and it's 10 pages, I stop reading after 7. If you have not completed the assignment at that point in time, that is reflected in the grade. The bottom line is it's harder to write a 5 to 7 page paper and get your point across and really be to the point and to make it clear and concise than it is to write a 10 to 15 page paper. You have more room to meander. I'm not looking for meandering. I'm looking for a 5 to 7 page paper. Now, some people take that other perspective and they write a 5 to 7 page paper, but it's actually only 3 pages because they include a title page, they include a excuse me, an abstract, they include 3 pages of content, and then they count their references as part of the text. None of those things count. I want 5 to 7 pages of text, okay? Let's not play games. We're adults here. Alrighty? You can read through this to talk about to learn about the particulars. Now, lots and lots of research sources out there. You can use specialty topic websites like Huffington Post and Diversity Inc., excuse me. You can also check out, and I highly encourage all of you to do this, and look at conservative sites as well. A lot of people think of diversity topics as being kumbaya, liberal only topics, but it's not. Every news organization has opinions on these types of topics, and it's good to get a balanced perspective, okay? You want to look at different sites and see what they have to say about a topic. Check out class action lawsuits. There's a website called lawyersandsettlements.com. This is a great source of information about diversity and social justice related topics. So you can find inspiration for your papers at these types of sites. Okay. The Oklahoma has a diversity enrichment site. You can check that out on your own. I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. Now, in introducing ourselves, I'm going to do that really quickly. I'm going to end the video because my 15 minutes is running out, but basically this is who I am, and I'll probably do more later. Thank you, and take care, and God bless. Oh, by the way, I just realized that since I subscribe to this website, I can't go longer than 15 minutes, so I will take the time to introduce myself. By the way, that picture that I posted in my profile, sorry, it looks very hipsterish, but I had to get a profile that had a landscape orientation, and I don't have very many of those, so I put this picture of myself in this particular page. My name is Dr. Alan Cannon. I was born in North Carolina. I was raised in Connecticut. As you can see from the lanyard around my neck in this picture, I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, but that only matters to not too many of us. I was active duty Air Force from 1988 to 1994. I was a pavements maintenance specialist / heavy equipment operator, otherwise known as a dirt boy. I spent all that time in Germany, by the way, and then I returned to Germany after marrying my wonderful bride, Maureen, and I lived in Germany from 1997 to 2015. After that, I went to work for the Department of Homeland Security in Washington, D.C., and then I went to work for Defense Logistics. Then I went to work for the Army, where I currently work. Now, educationally, I earned my Master's of Human Relations in 2002. I earned my PhD in Organizational Leadership, focusing on European Union immigration issues and media coverage in 2013. And along the way, I picked up the Masters of International Relations in 2014. Been doing this for about 9 years with OU. I also have taught periodically for Maryland and for a couple of other organizations. I've taught all over Europe and a couple places in the States, and also online a couple of times, although I'm new to using Canvas. As I mentioned, my lovely wife is Maureen, and I have 2 children, Camilla and Vincent. And, life is good when I have an opportunity to come hang out with you guys. So, week 1 is the only requirement is that you introduce yourself. You do that in writing. You're welcome to post a picture, but there's no requirement. And I'm looking forward to sharing this experience with you guys, okay? So take care, and we will talk some more later.